Okay, great. Okay, sitting up in your staff position, we'll warm up the feet and legs before we sit cross-legged. So stretch out your toes, get space between all the toes. Then point your toes, flex your feet back, stretch out between the toes, point your toes, flex them back, and then a circle. Making circles one direction, and then circle in the other direction. Making nice circles. Now we're warm up the hip, grab your left leg above the knee and pull your leg around in circles, just warming up that hip joint. Nice, as big circles as you feel comfortable with. And then stop and circle the other direction. Giving a little warm up to the hip. Stretch your left leg out. Grab your right leg just above the knee and pulling it around. Your leg is relaxed. Your arms are doing the work. Pulling your leg around in circles. So it's a warm up. So you want to repeat. Stop and circle the other direction. Making nice big circles. And then stretch your legs out, stretching up tall. Cross your left ankle over the right and coming to cross-legged. So your left ankle is in front. Place your hands loosely on your knees. Drop your gaze or close your eyes and focus on your breath. Inhaling fully and exhaling fully. Just nice big breaths. If you want to do the Ujjayi breath, you tighten the back of your roof of your mouth so your breath makes a whispery sound, sort of a just a slight whispery sound. Do about 7 more breaths. On your next exhale, lower your chin forward. And then inhale, raising your chin. Do that a couple more times. Exhaling, chin comes forward. Inhale, raising the chin. You turn your head to center and lower your ear towards the left shoulder, exhaling. Inhale up. Exhale towards the right shoulder. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. Coming back to your center, lower your chin forward and trace your collarbone to one side. And then tracing across to the other. Nice and relax. Relaxing your neck. 2 more times to each side. Tracing across and tracing across. And then centering your head, just shake your head no. Shake your head yes, relaxing your neck. Now bring your palms together. We'll do mountain breathing with the variation. You inhale, bring your arms up. As you exhale, you bring the elbows together and then opening up, looking out over the hands. Do 6 more like that. Inhaling up. And exhaling, the arms come together and you look out over your hands. So get a little stretch in the back of the shoulders. Inhaling, stretching the arms up. And exhaling, arms together, palms come apart. Just two more. And then relax your shoulders. Shrug your shoulders up, let them relax. Now we'll do a blade breath to stretch the front of the shoulder. Bring your fingertips together. Inhale, bring those elbows back as far as you can. Exhale, touching the fingertips. This is your blade breath. You're knifing the shoulder blades in the back. And then bring your fingers together. Try to get those fingertips to touch so your arms off the same height. Sometimes that's a challenge. One finger might be up a little higher when you touch. Whenever you're finished your next exhale, just relaxing the shoulders. And then bring the fingertips to the front of the shoulder and make circles. Bring your elbows forward, up and around, just shoulder circles. You have a ball joint and you can move around in a complete circle. Stop and reverse, going back and up, forward and down. Back and up, forward and down. One more time. And letting your shoulders relax. Now interlace your fingers with just a little wrist warm up, making figure eights from one direction and the other. Making little figure eights. Stop and make figure eights the other direction. Okay, and then just shake your hands out briskly to relax the hands. Relax the fingers. Shake, 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 shake. Keep shaking. My rings start to fall off when I do this. They're always too loose. And then stretching your legs out. Bouncing out your legs, relaxing your legs, circling your ankles, relaxing your ankles, relaxing everything. Stretch up tall, cross the right ankle over the left. And come back into cross-legged, sitting up tall, stretching up. And we're going into a little side stretch. So bring your left hand to the outside of the right leg, bring the other arm up, reaching up and stretching across. Keep your arm in line with your ear. If it's not, if your arm's in front of your eyes and you can see it, you'll just move it back. You shouldn't be able to see your arm at all. Holding over towards the side. Breathing and holding. And stretch that arm up and bring it all the way around behind your back. Twisting, pulling gently on your knees. Bring your ribs around a little further. Holding the twist and breathing. Twist to the front and we'll do the other side. Reach your right arm across the outside of the left knee. Raise the left arm, reach up in line with your ear and hold across. Stretching across. Breathing while you're holding. Reach that arm up and bring it all the way around behind you. Middle of your back, all on the floor, and twist. You turn your head to look behind you or just look to the side, whichever works, and breathe. And twisting to the front. And finish the hands beside you. And just move your body around in a circle. Forward, to one side, back. It's as big a circle as you feel comfortable with. Circling around and around. Stop when you get to the front and circle the other direction. Moving in a circle, loosening up the top of the leg there. And stop when you get to the front. Stretch up tall and bring your hands in front of you. Slide the hands forward and see if you can get your elbows on the floor. Curl forward and see if you can get your forehead on the floor. Hold. If you want, you can put your hands under your chin and hold your under the chin as an alternative, or you can have the hands flat on the floor. Breathing. Let's stretch your lower back. Coming back upright, bring your hands behind you. Fingertips facing backwards, palms on the floor. Stretch up and curl back in a high lift back bend. Breathing. Arching the sternum towards the ceiling. You can look up unless there's a neck problem, then you can keep your chin forward. And then coming up, back first, then your chin. Relax your head forward, then your neck relax. Now stretch out your legs. We're going forward bend. Stretching your legs up. First, place your hands behind you. Stretch your spine tall so you're in a nice L shape. Stretch your arms up. Loose with breath. Inhale. Exhale, reaching forward down the legs as far as you can. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, reaching as far forward as you can. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, reaching. We'll do that 2 more times. Now the next time when you come forward, hold that forward bend, letting your body sink down further. If you want, you can hold your big toes. The final position is holding your big toes with your elbows on the floor on either side of your calf. So that's your final position in this forward bend. And just holding that and breathing. Remember, it's a forward bend, so your back is long and straight. We'll take about 5 big breaths while holding. Stretch your arms forward and stretch up and let your arms relax. Now bring your foot soles together and pull your heels right in against up towards your body. Hold onto your toes and press the knees down. If your knees touch the floor, you can just hold it. If they don't, inhale, bring the knees up. Exhale, pressing them down. Inhale, bringing them up. Exhale, pressing them down in a little butterfly. Inhaling up. Exhale, pressing down. Try to get them down a little further. Now keep that left heel where it is and stretch the right leg out. So your foot sole is against the top of the leg. The knee down towards the floor. Now either keep it here, or if you want to make it a little more challenging, Lift the ankle up over the other leg in a quarter lotus. So either there or there, and then fold forward, stretching out at the hip, reaching down the leg as far as you can, and holding and holding. And breathing while you're holding. You come up, bend that knee again, bring your foot soles together, pulling up on the toes, pressing the knees down. See if that one leg feels a little more loose than the other one. And now stretch out the right leg. You either keep the foot right in line with the other leg, or you can lift it up and bring it over top. Stretch tall and then fold forward, reaching forward as far as you can, stretching out at that hip, and breathing. Take about 5 big breaths in a hold for about 30 seconds. Return to upright and stretch that leg out. Relaxing your legs, bouncing about, and relax. Now we're going to do inward rotation for the hip. And this one equalizes your cross-legged and your lotus positions. So you bend the left knee in towards your chest, and then turn it inward and stretch the foot back. So it's turned inward, the foot is stretched back beside you. Now, if that's enough stretch, just hold there. If you want a little more stretch, fish your hands behind you and start leaning back. You can lean back just a little bit. You come down onto your elbows, so if you're able to, you can come right down to lying flat. Just holding that stretch along the whole front of that leg. And the leg is turned inward at the hip. So it's equalizing the lotus type positions. A few more breaths. Pressing yourself up and bring that leg out. Stretching tall, and the right knee, lift the leg inward, stretch the toe back beside your hip. Fish your hands behind you and just lean back. It can be just a little bit, or you can come right down onto your elbow if you're more flexible, or if you're really flexible, you can come right down to lying flat. So just come down as far as you okay, you should feel in this one, usually a stretch right along the front of that leg. So you're stretching out, and on the top, some people feel it really on the top of the instep. And just breathing while you're holding this. Coming back up to sitting upright and bring that foot out. Relaxing your legs, bouncing blocks, relax. Back and to side, relaxing the hips. Next, we're going into a lay back, which is an abdominal exercise. So bend your knees, feet flat on the floor, knees about shoulder width apart. Straighten your spine up, and then lay back. 1/3 or halfway back. Release your legs, unless you need to hold on to the legs because you're not strong enough to hold it yet. Lay back and hold that and breathe. Coming back up. Now stretch up, bring both hands to the left side and lay back. Both hands on the left side, so you twist it a little bit to the left. Lay back as far as you feel okay with. If you need to hold on to your leg, you can. Coming back up, bring both hands to the right side. Lay back, maybe halfway down, 1/3 of the way back, whatever you feel comfortable with. Coming back to the center and just relax forward. Rounding your back in a quiet pose. Coming back up, we'll repeat that one more time. Getting feet shoulder width apart. Leaning back and you lay back. Maybe just a little bit, or can be halfway down, 2/3 of the way down if you're really strong. Breathing while you're holding. Coming up. Bring both hands to the left side. Lay back. Coming back up. Both hands to the right side. Lay back. Coming back up. Round over your legs, relaxing. Coming back up to sitting. And now lay back, but this time lay back all the way down to the floor. So you're lying on your back on the floor. We're going into a bridge just to stretch up the abdominal area. Hands flat on the floor beside you. Lift the hips up. Round the shoulders back a bit. If you're able to, you can bring your hands up under your hips into a supported bridge. And just holding that supported bridge and breathing. Just push your heels into the floor, lift off your hands, lower upper back, and then lower back to the floor. Tuck your knees in, clasp around the thigh, and we're going to just rock, just rocking. Your spine rock, tuck your chin again, so you don't get stuck on your upper back, and just rocking. Straighten your legs as you rock back, bending your knees as you come forward. And then rock right up to sitting. So sitting up, next we're going into a resting hero twist. So bend your left knee. You can have the foot in line with the other knee, or for more advanced variation, right up against your chest. Bring your arm to the inside of that leg. Bring your other hand behind your back. Press the back of your arm against the inside of the leg, twisting. If you're able to, you can reach that arm around and hold hands behind your back. So you can reach hands around and hold hands behind you if you're able to. Otherwise, just pressing the back of the arm against the leg as you twist. Now twist to the front, keep your leg where it is. Move that arm around behind you and move the other arm across. Either the hand pressing the outside of the leg, or if you're able to, bring your elbow across. So if you're able to, you bring the elbow across, otherwise just the hand, and twist it. This is a variation on the resting hero twist. And twisting to the front, straighten out that left leg, bend your right leg, the heel can be just in line with the knee, or right up against your chest if you're able to. Bring your arm to the inside of that leg, the other arm behind your back, pushing with the back of your arm against the inside of the leg as you twist in the resting hero twist. If you want, you can wrap the arms around and hold hands behind your back, or you can just hold the twist with your arms both straight. Pressing the back of the arm against the inside of the leg, trying to get those ribs around a little further, and holding. Now twisting to the front, and then bring your right arm behind your back, your left hand across, either just your hand across or the whole arm with the palm facing outward and twisting to the other side and holding.
Mm-hmm.
Twisting to the front, relaxing your legs, then come into cross, just cross your legs and come up to standing. See if you can stand up without using your hands. They say that's a sign of how much longer you're going to live, whether you can stand up without using your hands. I'm just going to adjust the computer a bit. It's a sign of youth. You're strong enough to get up without using your hands. Let's see a little bit more. We're going to come up to standing now. Okay. Room is kind of small. All right. Standing tall in your mountain pose. Oh, I got to bring it back the other way. Sorry about that. It's kind of hard to figure it. Okay. Standing up in your mountain pose. That means standing tall. Make sure that you're not tucking the hip under, but make sure that you kind of give it almost a slight lift to the tailbone. Remember, happy cats have the tails up, not tucked under. So we never want to tuck under. Okay, now we're going into birth breath. So inhale, bring your arms out and up. Palms come together above your head. Exhale, bring your hands down midline of your body. So inhaling, arms coming out and up. Exhaling down the center line. Just inhaling, reaching out and up. Exhaling down the center line. Taking 3 more earth breaths. This is supposed to be gathering all that energy together and bringing it down towards the earth. When you finish your next earth breath, just let your arms relax in your mountain pose. Okay, we're going into side stretch next across the left leg in front of the right. Make sure there's a space between the feet, so they're not right together or it becomes a balance problem. Bring your arms up and grab your right wrist. Push the left hip out and just go over towards the right. Just pushing that hip out and pulling the hand over towards the right. and holding. A little side stretch. Coming back to the middle, lowering the arms, uncross and cross the legs the other way. Right leg in front. Bring your arms up. Grab the right wrist. Push the right hip out. And stretch to the side. Just a little side stretch. Coming back to the center, lowering your arms down. Okay, we're going into a forward bend now. So place the hands at the top of the legs, back nice and straight. And as you fold forward, try to keep a straight line from the hip to the ankle. So your hips aren't moving back, but rather you're folding forward. Bring your hands behind your calf or slide them down behind your ankle. Let your neck relax when you get down as far as you can. And just holding that and breathing. Just holding that forward bend, breathing while you're holding it. Hands behind the ankle or behind the calf, pressing gently against your calf to get a little bit of pressure on there. So you're working a little bit in the posture. Then bring your hands back to the top of the legs and come up nice and strong. Shrug your shoulders up and relax. Now we're going into a cross-legged forward bend. So cross the left leg in front of the right. Make sure there's a space between the feet. And curl forward this time, letting your arms dangle. If your fingertips touch the floor, clasp your elbows. Then lower your head down so your head is between your arms. Letting the weight of your upper body stretch out your lower back. It's a stretch for that little lower back area. Breathing. Uncurl upright. And when you get up, bring your hands around behind your back. Interlace your fingers, push the hands away from your back, and curl back in a little standing chest extender back bend. Breathing while you're holding. Coming back upright, unclasping your hands, uncrossing your legs, and we'll do the other side. So crossing the right leg in front of the left. Make sure there's a space between the feet. Curl forward, just curling, letting your arms hang, letting your head hang. If your hands touch the floor, clasp the elbows, let your head hang down in between your arms. Holding that and breathing. Just breathing while you're holding. Feel a stretch in the lower back, the hip there. A few more breaths here. Uncurl to upright. Bring your arms around behind you and interlace your fingers. Straighten your arms out. Push them away from your back and curl back. If there's a neck problem, keep your chin forward. Otherwise, look up. Breathe while you're holding. Unclasp your hands, uncross your legs, feet about shoulder width apart, and it's just swinging loosely from side to side in a little rejuvenation. Okay, next we're going to do a balance. Today we're doing a crane balance. So when you're doing a balance, always get a focal point, focusing on some spot so you don't lose your balance. So find a spot to look at and stare at that spot while you're balancing. So get all your weight now onto your foot. Bring your arms forward and bend your left knee up. Then raise your right arm, and there's your crane balance. If you fall out of it, just go right back into it. So if you fall out, just go right back into it and hold for a few more seconds. Sometimes it's, if you're like me, balance is my weak point. So holding, breathing, bring your arms about shoulder height, lower your leg and your hands. And we'll try the other side. So now bring your arms forward, get all your weight onto your left foot, stare at some spot, raise the right knee, holding that, breathing, raise the other arm up in the air, holding, breathing. If you fall out, just go right back in again for a few more seconds. If you're near a wall, you can touch a wall. Whoops, there you go. Lower your hand to shoulder height and lower your leg and your arms. Relaxing your legs. We'll do it one more time on each side because balance takes practice. So getting your focal point, getting all your weight on your right foot, arms forward, raising the left knee up, holding that balance. If your balance is okay, raise the right arm up. Breathe while you're holding in your crane balance, gazing on that focal point. You start looking around, you lose your balance. Arm down to shoulder height, lower your arms and your leg. Other side, get all your weight now onto your left foot. Bring your arms forward and raise the right knee. Raise your left arm straight up in the air and hold, breathing, balancing, gazing at your focal point. You feel your body wobbling this way and that. You adjust your balance, that's normal. Lower your arms to shoulder height. Lower the arms and the legs coming up and breathing. Let's relax again with a little rejuvenation. Swing your arms gently from side to side. Just relaxing the body after the balance. Okay, we're going to go into now a warrior one. And we're going to do it by stepping first into a wide straddle. Turn your right toe out 90 degrees and your left foot in 45 degrees. Turn to look out over that front foot. Bend that front knee so it's directly above the ankle. So it doesn't matter how close that thigh is to the floor, but the knee has to be directly above the ankle. And then raising the arms up and breathing. Taking a few more breaths. Warriors are quite strong. Leg exercises. Breathing. Lower your arms to shoulder height and then opening out into warrior two. Looking out over those front fingertips and holding. Back leg should be straight. Front knee bent and the knee directly above the ankle. Lower your arms, turn your feet to the front, and then towards the other side. Front toe is out 90 degrees, back toe in 45 degrees. Bend that front knee so it's directly above the ankle. Back leg straight, foot turned out. Arms reaching up, gazing forward. Warrior one. Breathing while you're holding. Now lower the arms to shoulder height and open up into warrior two. Gaze is still gazing over the front hand. Breathing while you're holding. Lower your arms, straighten your knee. Bring your feet to the front. Place the hands at the top of the leg. And fold forward. Try to place your hands on the floor. Remove your feet wider apart if you're able to. Walk the hands back and try to place the top of your head on the floor. Hold and breathe. Now place the weight on your palms again. Bring your feet together, heel and toe, until you're able to step your feet together and curl back up into standing. Okay, let's see what our time is like. Okay, good. Now coming up to standing, stretch your arms up, fold forward, and place your hands on the floor, bending your knees if you have to, and then step one foot back, and then the other foot back until you're in a plank. So you want a straight line from your ankles to your head in a plank. So coming down into your plank, I'll just adjust this a bit. You're stepping back, both feet coming down into your plank. Now just adjust that so you can see the plank there. Okay, body's in a straight line from head to heels in your plank. Breathing. Now we're going to turn to the left side into a side plank. Your feet can be one on top of another, or one on top of another, raising the one arm up in a side plank or a side push-up. It's quite a strong exercise. You might find yourself shaking in this one. Coming back to the plank. And then over to the other side plank, raising your arm up, feet, one in front of another or one on top of another. Lowering your hand down, back into your plank, bring your knees to the floor. And from here, we're doing a melting pot. So just stretch your arms forward and lower your head to the floor. Arms stretched forward and relax. Relax into it. So nice, relaxed, gentle back bend. And then come right down to lying flat on your tummy. So just come this way so you can see it better, because we're going to do a spider cobra next. So for the spider cobra, you're lying face down, stretch your arms straight out to the sides, and bend so the elbows have a right angle at each elbow, and your fingertips are facing forward. Legs are stretched back. Raise your head and then push up into your spider cobra. It's a little bit gentler than your traditional cobra. And just breathing while you're holding. Straighten the elbows as much as you can into your spider cobra. Be a nice stretch on the whole front of your body. And then lowering your chest, chin, nose, forehead last. Put your hands under your forehead and take a short breathing break, for 3 or 4 breaths. And we're going to do the cobra. But if you prefer to do the spider cobra, because it's a bit gentler, you do the spider cobra again. When you're going into your cobra, you want your fingertips in line with the shoulders, or they can be slightly forward or slightly back. There's no more room here. And as you come up, for most of us, the elbows have a bit of a bend in them, unless you're really flexible. But your hands are closer together, just on either side of the shoulder in your cobra. And breathing while you're another couple of breaths in your cobra. Don't let those shoulders come up by your ears. And then coming down, chest, chin, nose, forehead last. Take a brief breathing break. Oh, room's not big enough. Okay. And we're going into a variation of the locust. And this is to strengthen the lower back and those butt muscles. So bring your hands back beside you or under you, either way. Chin on the floor. Inhale, bending your knee and raising it up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, other leg comes up. Exhale, lower. If you're strong, inhale, bringing both thighs off the floor. And exhale, lower. So just continuing. Inhaling, raising up. Exhaling down. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Let's just do 3 more to each side. When you're done, put your hands beside your shoulders, press up and stretch back. Bring your hands beside your feet and relax in the pose of a child. Okay, coming up to sitting on your heels and then coming over. Sit beside your feet and come over to lying on your back. We're going to go now, we'll have a choice of either just the feet in the air or a half shoulder stand. And whenever you're doing a shoulder stand, keep your gaze straight up, never turn your head to the side, or you can get a kink in your neck. So you can either just bring your feet in the air, if that's what you want to do today, or you can swing your legs up and support your hips in a half shoulder stand. Half shoulder stand, your body is kind of banana shaped. And just breathe while you're breathing. Elbows should be in line with the sides of your body. There should be no weight on your neck. Should be on your shoulders. Your head should be free. And breathe while you're holding. Keep those legs active and straight. Now bend your knees in towards your forehead and release your hips, hands on the floor, and lower your back down, coming down to lying flat. Okay, we just did a back bend. We stretched out the chin, so we don't have to equalize with the fish. Now we're going to go into a little crocodile type exercise. Stretch your arms out to the sides. Bend your knees in towards your chest. lower both knees to the left side. Now you can just hold there, or you can straighten the top leg and hold your toe. If you're holding the toe of the top leg, you can move the bottom leg back and hold that toe in the other hand in a cat pulling its tail. If this is a little too challenging at this time, you just need to have your knees resting on the floor and relax. So you can either do the knees on the floor, relax and twist, or the cat pulling its tail. Letting your back relax. Now lift your knees up and bring them over to the other side. And again, either just have the knees relaxing on the floor, or straighten the top leg and hold the toe, and bring the bottom leg back and hold that toe in the other hand in a cat pulling its tail. So you have a choice, whichever one suits you today. Some days you might feel better and much more relaxed and flexible than others. Some days you feel really stiff. So whatever feels good for your body today. Always listen to your body. Holding those toes, relaxing into it. Or just having your knees over to the side and relaxing into them. Whichever variation you're doing, it should feel good and relax. Bring your knees back to the center. Place your hands on your knees and just moving your knees in circles. So all different parts of your lower back are touching the floor, around and around. And then stop and go the opposite direction, circling and circling. Now lower your legs to the floor. Stretch your legs out. We're going to do a brief relaxation. Just stretch those legs out. Let your feet drop loosely outward. Bring your hands close to your sides with your palms open. Make adjustments so you feel even on the floor. Just wiggle around a little bit so you feel nice and even on the floor. Roll your head from side to side, relaxing your neck. And then focus your attention on your breath, just inhaling and exhaling and relaxing. If your thoughts start to wander, you just don't hang on to any thoughts. Just let thoughts come and go in your mind without grasping onto anything as you relax. Feeling the weight of your body on the floor. Bring your arms out to the sides, so stretch your arms up above your head. And inhale, stretching away from the heel to your hands. And exhale, releasing. And again, inhale, stretching. Exhale, releasing. Bend your knees and roll over to your side. And whenever you're ready to, just press yourself up into a seated position. And now we'll just do one little earth breath to finish. Just bring your arms out to the sides. Inhale. Bring your hands down in front of your chest on the exhale. There you go. So thank you for coming. Last of your day. you.